Welcome back, Cold War at 1939. We are moving on to the Americans and the KMT before passing things back to Hilltop to finish out the round with the Italians. For the KMT, they start with 12. We're spending 10, buying an artillery, 2 infantry, saving $2. For the Americans, we're spending all 20. We're going to lend-lease light tank to the KMT. We're allowed to lend-lease up to 3. So they're allowed to have 3 on the map. And then for the Americans themselves, they will be buying an artillery, 1 infantry, and a destroyer for the full 20. For China or KMT, this territory here was tempting. They do have 2 vets, and infantry was tempting to go in with our Flying Tiger, but we're just going to opt for non-combat moves. So the 5 or the 2 infantry from Shashi will move down 1. They will be joined by 2 infantry from this territory. They'll also move down 1. So we'll have 4 in here. For Yunnan, they have 3 infantry. They'll be staying there. They will be joined by the 5 from their capital with their artillery. And their fighter is staying still. The 3 cavalry will move over 2 spaces to this territory here. Sorry, I can't pronounce these territories. So that is it for movement. Unit placement. I'm pretty confident that anything that's not in infantry has to be placed in their capital here, if they would have one. The 2 infantry, 1 is going in Shashi, and the other will be going in with the cavalry. Perfect. For the Americans, quick transition, in the Pacific. So we have a torpedo boat and a destroyer. The torpedo boat will... Oh, they got a blocker. Interesting. All right, so both vessels will end its turn in Sea Zone 108 next to Guam. And it's going to try to make its way to Hawaii. So the Americans, when they move their ships, that has to be next to an American territory. So they can't, like, I can't move to Sea Zone 114 or anything like that. So their options to get around is very limited, right? Their bomber, medium bomber, will go back to Hawaiian Islands. Can easily reach there. All the vessels up next to San Francisco. So they have a battleship, sub, destroyer, cruiser, transport. They'll be moving into the Hawaiian Islands. The transport will take the infantry, artillery, and they'll be dropped off in the Hawaiian Islands. The transport that starts in Hawaii, moving out to Wake, and the 1 infantry in San Francisco move 1 to southwest. Over in the east, the tactical bomber and fighter will fly over to San Francisco. They'll be ready to, if or when they build an aircraft carrier, they'll be ready to go. The guy in Great Plains will move down to Deep South. The artillery will move into New England. And everything else will stay. For unit placement, the infantry artillery will go into New England. The destroyer will be placed in 133 next to San Francisco. And of course, the tank has to go here. That is it. So economics for China, They start with their 12, but they're down 3 to 9. But they should get their $5 bonus from Burma Road being open. So and the 2 that they saved, they should be at $16 for the next round. Perfect. And for the Americans, they get, much like the Russians, they have to roll for their economy. So you basically roll 2 dice, and whenever they get up to 80, that's when they start. Now, because the Germans attacked France, they do start with 5. So they're already at 5. So anytime the Germans or the Japanese do something in the game, the Americans will get a plus whatever. For example, when the Japanese attack FEC Australia, they'll get a $25 bonus. When the Germans attack Russia, they'll get a 10. Attack France, they'll get a 5. All right. So 2 dice. So 2 4s, 8. So we'll get 5 plus 8. So the Americans should be at 13 on the next round. And the KMTs are at 16. All right, that is it for the Allies for round 1. Again, thank you for watching, and have yourself a great day.